Everyone, welcome to another Tips Tuesday. This is Team Severson here. I'm with Shane again, and we're going to stick on the topic of investing.
Yeah.
And I know this past year you bought in 2 single-family homes and a duplex, and I know on one of them you're negative $800 a month cash flow.
Yeah.
So kind of walk me through on why you're good with paying, $10,000 a year out of your pocket just to hold this place.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you just made me sound absolutely insane
I know.
to all my people out here. That why in the world would you go 10,000 in the hole? I'm a little bit more on the aggressive side, obviously, with investing, but I think in a Denver market, I think it makes sense. I really do. A lot of people are very conservative, and if you're conservative, that may not make sense for you. If we talked last week, cash flow and appreciation, if you're all about cash flow, that probably doesn't make sense. But to me, it only makes sense, and I'll explain. First of all, it's you have to understand my model, and you know it very well. That is to buy a property that is very distressed, put some money into it, and increase the value. Mm-hmm. So number one, I would say with the model, it's called a BRRRR model. If you've never heard of that before, for anybody watching, it's buy a house, rehab it, refinance it, and then rent it out. Pull a lot of your money back out and go do it again. That model's been around forever. I had a buddy do this, bought 25 rentals, and we won't even talk about how much he's made doing that. But number one, yes, I go backwards $10,000 a year in rents, but I have $100,000 to $150,000 equity that I literally have made in a couple months. So I could literally, and people say, yeah, but you can't get that money out. I absolutely could. I could sell that property today and have $100,000. So to lose $10,000 a year, if you can afford it, just makes sense in this model. Number two, I think there are a couple things that I think that are going to happen. I'm not banking on these to happen. Make sure you can afford the rents. Make sure that you can afford the upside down. I think what's interesting is you can put them on a line of credit. So if you have a line of credit or if you have some savings, use that savings or line of credit to help offset that negative. So I'm not like shuffling out $800 a month on that rental. I just pay it on a line, and then that helps offset that. So I think that can help cover that $6,000 a year, $10,000 a year in negative. The number one thing that I think is important to keep in mind is in an inflationary period, which we're going to talk about is a whole different point. But as rents bump up, right? If we're going up at 10% increase, I'm break even in 2 years.
Okay.
So really, I just made $150,000 in 2 months. I go backwards 20,000 if this makes sense. And in 2 years, really, I've only lost 20 of that, and then I'm break even because of rents, right?
Yep.
And so you own 2 rental properties, you know that. With those rents going up, it doesn't take long. And then for the future, all of it, I'm cash flowing. So really, I'm putting myself in a situation only for a couple years, and then it will be cash flowing. The second thing is, or the third thing is with appreciation. I think appreciation is so huge to look at. We've been at 18% appreciation, meaning I'm making 100 to 150,000. You're making 100 to 150,000 per property increase. Well, those are going away. That's no longer. I'm banking on 6%. That is the future. That is the historic average. At 6% average, you're making 30,000. So you're going backwards 20, making 30. That still makes sense to me. As long as I'm breaking even on that, I think it all makes sense. And the last thing, or the fourth thing, I've got 5. The fourth thing is rates, right? Rates, one of the reasons why I'm upside down is because rates just skyrocketed. My payment, I would have cash flowed, but the rates just skyrocketed. And people are not investing right now because of these rates. Well, first of all, I think these are going to be more normal going forward. I don't think rates are ever going to be in the 2s and 3s. We've talked about that for years on these videos. 2s and 3s are historic. You need to refi, you need to buy, because we'll never see it again. We're out of that time. Probably will never see that. But I just locked in one of my rates on an investment property. These aren't normal rates at 7%. So my payment is so high. In an inflationary period, when we go into a recession, if those rates drop just a hair, if they drop 1%, I'm already cash flowing, right? So let's say that rates go up, or rates go down by a percentage, I'm cash flowing. Now let's say in 2 years we get a 10% bump in rents per year. I'm now positive $1,000 a month for historic ever. So the last thing I want to say, the beauty of investing in a time where the market is actually low. People think you don't do that. The people who make money actually buy when it's low. This is the time. In fact, people are stockpiling cash to buy deals now because they know they're coming. But in an inflationary period, the rents will increase fast. You are locking in your payments for 30 years, 15 years, whatever you have, and those rents are going to increase 10% a year or whatever that looks like. That is massive. That means you're going to make an extra $300 per year, and that is huge, right? I mean, what does that equal over 30 years? A $300, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I hope that makes sense. A lot of rambling, but there's a lot of reasons behind the madness of going upside down, because I'm just basically paying that on a line of credit until I'm positive in a couple of years, and then it's all profit. So anyway, I hope that helps. God bless. That is our segment on investing that we wanted to share, and we will catch you next Tuesday. God bless.